Hello and welcome to News Blitzer. 15 days after a Pakistani terrorist attack killed 25 tourists and a local in Pahalgam, Kashmir, on April 22, 2025, India has struck back with 9 high-precision air strikes at targets in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir or POK. Both the Indian Army and the Ministry of Defence put out statements confirming the Indian strikes. Director General (DG), Inter-Services Public Relations (ISPR) of the Pakistan Army, Lieutenant General Ahmad Sharif Chowdhury confirmed the attacks that took place in the very early hours of May 7. Multiple loud explosions were heard in the area close to the mountains around the city of Muzaffarabad in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The city's power was blacked out after the explosions. A Pakistani military spokesperson told local RE News that 6 places were hit including 2 mosques and reported 8 deaths and 12 people injured. Reuters reports that a Pakistani military spokesman told broadcaster Jio that 2 mosques were hit. India said it was striking terrorist camps and infrastructure used by militants. The Independent, quoting 3 Pakistani security officials, said, besides locations in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, the missiles struck in the country's eastern Punjab province. One of them struck a mosque in the city of Bahawalpur in Punjab, where a child was killed, and a woman and man were injured. One missile was also fired at the Muridke area near Lahore. The Bahawalpur and Muridke areas are considered centers for the banned groups Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Jhangvi. Sources told the Daily Kotli and Ahmedpur Shakir Bagh too were hit by missiles. Amid the reported explosions, the Indian Army shared a photo on X which read, Operation Sindoor. #Pahalgam terror attack. Justice is served. Jai Hind, the post on X read. On the other hand, an Indian Ministry of Defence statement said, a little while ago, the Indian Armed Forces launched Operation Sindoor, hitting terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir from where terrorist attacks against India have been planned and directed. Our actions have been focused, measured and non-escalatory in nature. No Pakistani military facilities have been targeted. India has demonstrated considerable restraint in selection of targets and method of execution, it said. According to various news reports, the terrorist and militant camps hit include 1. Sawai Nala camp in Muzaffarabad. This was a training center for Lashkar-e-Taiba. Terrorists involved in October 20, 2024 attack in Sonmarg, October 24, 2024 attack in Gulmarg, April 22, 2025 attack in Pahalgam were all trained here. 2. Syedna Bilal camp, again in Muzaffarabad. This was a staging area of Jaish-e-Mohammed. This was also a weapons, explosives and jungle survival training center. 3. Gulpur camp in Kotli. This was a base camp of LET that was active in Rajouri and Poonch areas of Jammu. Attacks in Poonch on April 20, 2023, and June 9, 2024, were carried out by terrorists trained here. 4. Barnala camp in Bhimbar. This was also a weapons handling, explosives and jungle survival training center. 5. Abbas camp, the second one in Kotli. Fedayeen of the LET were prepared here. It had a capacity to train 15 terrorists. In response, quoting Pakistani officials, Sky News reports that Pakistan has retaliated by launching its own strikes on Indian targets. It claims to have destroyed one of India's brigade headquarters and of shooting down 2 Indian fighter aircraft. According to Sky News quoting police, 2 women were wounded, one of them critically, in Indian-administered Kashmir in shelling by Pakistani troops. Reuters also reports that there was intense shelling between Indian and Pakistani forces on the border. Ever since the terrorist attack, the defense forces of the 2 countries had been exchanging fire on the borders. Reuters reports that a Pakistani military spokesman told broadcaster Jio that 2 mosques were hit and reported 3 deaths and 12 people injured. Earlier, the Union government had asked the states to participate in a mock security drill, particularly in border areas, on May 7. The drill was widely expected to be a precursor to an Indian attack on Pakistan. But with the strikes on Pakistani targets in POK, it appears the drill would actually be a reality, especially considering that Pakistan had earlier said that it will retaliate with full force if India attacks its territory. The drills include the operationalization of air raid warning sirens, training civilians on civil defense aspects to protect themselves in the event of a hostile attack, and cleaning bunkers and trenches. The last time such a drill was conducted was before the 1971 war. Earlier, speaking at a public forum, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh told the audience that the government was going to do what the people wanted. This is what he said.
मैं आपको आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जैसा आप चाहते हैं वैसा होकर रहे.
Upon learning about the strikes, US President Donald Trump said,
"No, it's a shame. We just heard about it, just as we were walking in the doors of the Oval. Just heard about it. I guess people knew something was going to happen based on a little bit of the past. They've been fighting for a long time. They've been fighting for many, many decades and centuries, actually, if you really think about it. No, I just hope it ends very quickly."
Ever since the deadly attack, large sections of the population have been baying for blood while the United Nations and other world leaders have called for restraint, with UN Secretary General Guterres saying, "War solves nothing." The development comes amid heightened tensions between the nuclear-armed neighbors in the aftermath of an attack on Hindu tourists in Indian Kashmir last month. India blamed Pakistan for the violence in which 26 people were killed and vowed to respond. Do share your comments on this latest development, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for cutting-edge news reports, analysis and special reports. Thank you for watching this video.